The Department of Public Health and Human Services is pleased to bring you Aging Horizons. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, fraud, legal issues, veterans benefits, and caregiving. Aging Horizons is a program dedicated to inform and prepare Montanans on these timely issues, making a difference to you and your loved ones. Here now is today's program host.
Hi folks, and welcome to Aging Horizons. Well, it's spring in Montana, and that means farmers markets are going to be starting up pretty quick here. And between June 1st and October 31st, if you're over age 50, there are some coupons you can get for almost $50 in which you can buy produce, fruits, vegetables, and honey at your local farmers market. We'll have a lot of details on that shortly, so please stay tuned.
Summer in Montana is a great time to visit your local farmers market. Enjoy the social atmosphere while shopping for a wide variety of fresh, locally grown produce. Together with both WIC and Senior Farmers Market nutrition programs, you help feed your family 5 or more daily servings of fruits and vegetables for better health. You also help local ag producers and enhance the state's economy. So, for summer fun that's nutritious and helps Montana's economy, shop at your local farmers market.
Did you just text me?
I didn't want to disturb you if you were sleeping.
Sleeping? I'm sitting right next to you, silly.
There you are. Hey, I found a couple of Medicare helping programs online that I think we ought to look into.
It says if we qualify, we can get help paying for our prescription drugs. Oh, and there's a program that can help pay our Part B premium.
To learn more about extra help and Medicare savings programs, call your local SHIP counselor today.
Maybe I better text him.
Respite care is amazing. If you are capable of doing it, the rewards are beyond measure.
Stephanie Young, respite care provider, on the unexpected benefits of helping people in need.
Being a respite care provider is an amazing experience. It's something that what you give, you get back 100-fold. You receive so much more than you could ever imagine.
To find out how to change lives, including your own, go to respite.mt.gov.
Elder abuse is a growing problem, and it's happening right here in our Montana communities. At least 1 in 10 older adults are victims of physical or emotional abuse, financial exploitation, or neglect. To get help or report elder abuse, call your local area agency on aging or Adult Protective Services at 1-844-277-9300.
Hi folks, and welcome to Aging Horizons, brought to you by the Department of Public Health and Human Services. I'm your host, Brian Lamore. As I mentioned, we're talking about Farmers Market. Yep, spring's around the corner, and from June 1st to October 31st, there's a program for you if you're age 50 plus. We'll be talking about how to apply for that and what the benefits you can get from it. Well, we'll be talking to Ian Finch. You're the Food Access Program Manager out of Missoula, and welcome to the show. First of all, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to be here.
Great. And let's start at the top. You know, this is the Farmers Market Program. Who is it targeted at, and what kind of benefits would an individual get from participating?
Thanks, Brian. Great question. This program is really geared towards the seniors living in Montana, so that's age 60 plus. And these are people that are in all of our communities, and we're really targeting them because a lot of the time they're looking for access to fresh, good produce, and they just need a little bit of an incentive to go down to that farmer's market, get out there, enjoy their day, and access the food that they're looking for with dignity.
And I know I love to go to the farmer's market, and I have access to people I know that are walking by. So there's a good social component to it also. So tell us a little bit more details. You know, farmers markets start prior to June 1st, but to generalize, a lot of the products prior to that date are not eligible.
That's right. And really it's because in Montana, with our growing season, most of that fresh produce that's eligible for this program is really hitting those market stalls in June. And it goes all the way through the end of October to really make sure that we capture that whole harvest season at the end of the year.
So the products that are eligible are produced by farmers. But now, you know, earlier in the year, the farmers markets have like plants. So you could take a plant home and plant it. Is that eligible?
Unfortunately, that's not eligible for the program. This year, the only eligible items are fresh, whole, uncut fruits and vegetables, and raw, unprocessed honey with no additives.
Yeah, you mentioned uncut, so it's not processed into cookies, let's say, or jellies. But I really like to go to the farmer's market, and I see at many of the farmer's market there's a booth. I think the farmer's market manager's out of there. Is that how they could access these coupons, or is there a different way to access the way to utilize the program?
That's a great question. So the way that the program kind of works is it filters down to the markets themselves. It starts with the USDA that funds it through something called the Farm Bill. That money then goes to the State Department of Public Health and Human Services, passes through the Community Food and Agriculture Coalition, my organization, directly to area agencies on aging in 14 different counties that are serving those 24 different markets. So eligible seniors that are interested in accessing the coupons contact the agency on aging in their county or a senior center based off of information on our website. We've got a nice chart with all of the different contacts per county.
And you're in 24 different markets. And how many counties is that?
It's in 14 different counties. So there are multiple markets in one county. So again, when people contact the agency on aging or contact our organization, we can let them know which markets they can go shopping at in their area.
And then how are they identified as to, we say coupons, but so you must get a booklet of certain little things that you pass on when you do a purchase?
That's exactly right. So the coupons this year are brown and white. They change color every year so we can keep track of them. Seniors will be issued a coupon booklet that just have an easy perforated line. So when they're down at the market, they just need to sign their coupon. They're looking for vendors that specifically have We Accept Senior Coupons poster at their booth that tells them which vendors they should be approaching. They can ask the market manager or the market booth attendant, as you were saying, Brian, if they need a little bit of help, kind of, understanding where those vendors are, and then they look for that sign, give it straight to the vendor, and they're good to go.
Well, now the coupon book itself, I know, like if you go and get a little thing of potatoes and it's $4, and you give them $10 worth of coupons, can you get cash back?
Unfortunately, you can't, Brian. This is a federal benefit program, so we really encourage vendors to work with the seniors so that if the coupon amount doesn't totally reflect the cost of the food, working together so that we can get them up to that $10 if that's what they want to spend.
And, as the year goes on, I've gone to the farmer's market a lot. It seems like different produce is produced different times of the year. So if you have something you really like, you might want to wait a little bit, huh?
And a lot of people do that. Some people save their coupons for the end. They might want corn or eggplant or, fresh heirloom tomatoes, and those do hit the shelves later in the season, July, August, and September. So there's nothing wrong with holding on to your coupons. And we even have seniors reporting, those who have kitchens and can cook, they'll save up their coupons, buy a bunch of tomatoes at the end of the year, and then can them for the winter.
Well, I particularly like huckleberries, and there's a certain little window that they're there. But now, are berries, like huckleberries, available because the people pick them on the, let's say, public lands and then bring them to the markets? Is that eligible?
Absolutely. It's a fruit, and so that would be a great product to buy.
And a treat. It's kind of unique to Montana that we have huckleberries. But now, Ian, I also see there are people that have meat. They're butchers. They have lamb, they have beef, they have pork, even fish. And now, is that eligible?
Unfortunately not. The eligibility rules are set by nutritional standards at the USDA, and we're really trying to incentivize people to be choosing those fresh fruits and vegetables with the understanding that that fresh food can really support nutrition outcomes.
Okay, that's real interesting. And I personally, I'm really looking forward to farmers market season. I'm tired of winter, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And have all those good foods. Well, now we're quickly drawing to a close on this portion of the show, this first 7-minute segment, but we have a lot more information in the following 2 segments about how you can participate in your local farmers market. If you're age 60 plus, you can get almost $50 worth of coupons to help buy those fruits and vegetables that you enjoy so much, so stay tuned.
Every 65 seconds, someone is affected with Alzheimer's or other dementias. Many become isolated at a time when help is most needed. If you or someone you love is affected, help is available, both for people with memory loss and their caregivers. Memory loss can feel frightening, but you are not alone. Call the free 24/7 Alzheimer's Association helpline, 800-272-3900, for guidance and support.
When I found out it was diabetes, my first thought was, Barb, you need help. You have to take control of this. There is help. My doctor gave me a phone number. I called and signed up with a diabetes educator. There is help. I have to put blinders on when I walk past the bakery counter. I can feel my blood sugar go up. You succeed a little at a time. If you have diabetes, help is available. You do not have to do it alone.
Ask your doctor about diabetes education or visit montana211.org.
I have so many questions about power of attorney.
Well, some powers of attorney are for finances and others are for healthcare decisions.
A power of attorney designates an agent who would make decisions on your behalf.
While making a power of attorney, you have the ability to control your agent's power.
You also have the ability to decide when that POA would take effect.
Wait, am I giving away all my rights?
Power of attorney isn't a license to make any decision for you, just those that you've specified.
Your agent should be somebody that's working in your best interest, but it should also be somebody that you would trust.
What if they try to abuse their power?
Protective measures like third-party accounting, secondary signatures, defined spending and gifting limits can help protect against financial exploitation. An agent's powers can always be limited by a customized power of attorney, and they can be revoked by you or the court if the power of attorney is abused.
So carefully drafted estate planning documents can help ensure that your finances are monitored, but not abused.
If you or someone you know is being exploited, please report to Aging Services Bureau at 844-277-9300 or the Legal Service Developer at 1-800-332-2272. This message sponsored by the DPHHS Aging Service Bureau.
Welcome back to Aging Horizons. I'm your host, Brian Lamore. We're talking about Farmers Market, particularly a senior nutrition program in which you, as an individual who are age 60 and above, can get some coupons to facilitate your food with produce, vegetables, and honey in 14 counties and I believe 28 markets. That'll be eligible starting June 1st through October 31st. We're continuing our discussion with Ian Finch here, the Food Access Program Director out of Missoula. And, you know, the Farmers Program, or the Farmers Market Program, has been around for quite a while, and it's proven to be quite beneficial for both the farmer and the participants. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, Brian, thank you. You know, over the last 20 years, DPHHS has really grown this program, and it's definitely something to be proud of because it's supporting 1,700 seniors across the state in accessing the fresh, nutritious foods that they deserve. And not only is it supporting them, but it supports farmers and the economy. The program now has over 180 certified farms that can accept these coupons, both at the farmers market. And this year, we're even exploring what it looks like for them to accept those coupons at their farm stands. What would it look like for seniors to be able to get out to the farm, go see the food where it's being grown, and then be able to use their coupons there? So we're really excited about that. And as a total program scope about the economy, $85,000 is redirected to the local food system through this program annually, through the coupon program. So that's money going directly into the hands of our neighbors who are growing food for us.
Oh, that's great. But now, you know, we're in strange times now, let's say. Let's talk about hunger in general, because this is food programs help start to address hunger, but you have a lot more information about that. Tell us the state of hunger in Montana.
You know, we really saw the COVID pandemic affect food insecurity rates across the state for all age groups and all people. Supply chains broke down, market shelves were empty. But what we did see was that farmers were still showing up at their farmers markets. It was affected in a different way because it was local. We were able to keep it strong and keep it flowing so that people could still access that food. And, you know, across the state, as our population ages, food insecurity does become more pronounced. And according to Meals on Wheels, in 2020, 13% of Montana seniors were threatened by hunger, with 4% experiencing real food insecurity and 2% maybe not knowing where their next meal was coming from. And that's a really scary position to be in. So if you can have some kind of benefit that then allows you to get that food. You know that money's there so you can stretch your budget. It really helps to just kind of ease any worry about where that next meal might be coming from.
Mm-hmm. And Ian, when we talk about this program, we mentioned that individuals can contact their area agency on aging, which we'll have a number on the screen. They can just call them up. But when we talk about the target audience is 60 plus, well, that can go up to 100 plus. And sometimes individuals might not be able to apply for themselves, or they might not be able to go to the market themselves. Can another individual assist them in accessing this program?
They sure can help, Brian. There's an opportunity called a proxy shopper. So any senior can choose a person of their choice to be listed on their application when they fill it out with their agency on aging, where they can name an individual, be it a child or a friend or even someone that's on staff at a senior center or somewhere that's doing the shopping for the seniors. They can be named as a proxy shopper. So, they might be more able to get down to the market, be more mobile, be able to kind of navigate the crowds and still be able to bring that food home. It does kind of then miss the socialization component about being able to go to the market, which is really important. But at the end of the day, we're trying to get people fed.
Get them fed. Well, now we have two, components to the program. We have the individuals applying, and then we'll have the farmers applying. Can you address how an individual becomes eligible, and then how does a farmer become eligible for the program?
Good question. So for an individual to be eligible for the program, it is based on age and income. So age-wise, you do have to be 60 years or older. And with income, the federal government sets it at 185% of the poverty line, which is just below $2,000 in income per month. It's the same as for SNAP benefits, which used to be called food stamps. So if you're on SNAP and have food stamps, you're going to know that you're kind of already eligible for this program. And we really want people to know that, because 43% of eligible adults over 60 for SNAP don't know that they're eligible for these programs. So that's really the target population. We're saying, let's get you enrolled. The program itself is dependent on how many people enroll in the program. So the more people that enroll, the more money we can ask for in future years from the USDA.
Mm-hmm. And then for
farmers?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just about to ask, what about the farmers?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is really about the farmers too that we're trying to support. And for them, they do have to be produce growers, so fruits or vegetables. Say they have multiple things at their farm booth. Maybe they're also making bread or jams at home. If they're doing those products too, they're still eligible to sell through the program and accept coupons, but they can only accept the coupons for the produce items at their market booth. So you can have multiple items, but this again is just eligible for fresh, uncut fruits and vegetables and honey. And we really like the honey component too, because Montana honey is so delicious. Oh, yeah. And I do encourage everyone to get out there and try it.
Okay. And then was there a process to sign up for the program? Contact the area agency?
So individuals that are looking to get coupons do contact our local agency on aging. However, farmers that are hoping to be authorized to accept coupons do contact my organization, the Community Food and Agriculture Coalition in Missoula, and we will go through a civil rights training with them, make sure that they understand all of the program rules. We'll then authorize them to accept the coupon and send them the sign that they post at their booth so that customers know that they can use their coupons there.
Okay, so you bring both the people together, both the seniors and the farmers. Well, now, Ian, we've drawn to a close on our second segment, but we have one more, and we have a lot more great information for our viewers, which we'll tell you all about in just a few moments. So please, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I think the most pleasant surprise when we turned 65 and signed up for Medicare Part B was finding out about our Welcome to Medicare preventive visit.
It was free, and it gave us the opportunity to visit with our doctors and establish a plan for our health going forward.
They reviewed our medical history, measured our height, weight, blood pressure, and counseled us on other risk factors.
To learn more about Medicare's free or low-cost preventive and wellness benefits, call your local SHIP counselor at 800-551-3191. I mentioned it's free, right?
Twice.
I've been shooting since I was young. It's something I've always enjoyed. I wasn't feeling like myself, but my friend noticed. He asked if he could hold onto my guns temporarily. At first, I was a little shocked, but then I agreed. I think he saved my life that day.
This is Bill. He just received his new Medicare card and is following some simple rules to protect himself from fraud. He knows to never give out his Medicare, Social Security, or bank number over the phone. And this is Nancy. She knows that to detect any problems, she always reads her Medicare Summary Notice or Medicare Advantage EOB to make sure the billing is correct. Both Bill and Nancy know that anything suspicious can be reported to Montana SMP at 1-800-551-3191.
You mean I can get help paying my prescription drug premiums?
Let me get this straight. I could be eligible for help with my family's prescription premiums even though I own my own home?
And our assets won't be counted.
If you're a Montana resident enrolled in the Medicare prescription drug program, you could be eligible for help paying your premiums. Call or visit the Big Sky RX website today to find out, even if you think you're over income.
What do you know about that? I'm eligible.
Hi folks, welcome back to Aging Horizons. I'm your host, Brian Lamore. We're continuing our discussion about farmers market, in particular how individuals age 60 plus are eligible for coupons in a variety of different counties throughout the state so that they can go to their farmers market and access fruits, vegetables, and honey that have been produced by local farmers. Rejoining us is Ian Finch, and let's start at the top here. You know, we're talking about the counties. There are a certain number of counties that this is available in, not others, but can you tell us which counties those are?
Thanks, Brian. You know, it is really important to know which county you're in and which agency or person you're contacting in that county to be able to access the coupons. So starting kind of in western Montana, Missoula County, of course, people there contact the Missoula Aging Services. In Lake County, people contact the Lake County Council on Aging. In Ravalli County, it's the Ravalli County Council on Aging. In Yellowstone County, they're looking for the Adult Resource Alliance. In Silverbow County, it's the Southwestern Montana Aging and Disability Services. Lincoln County covers quite a few areas, but that's the Area 6 Agency on Aging that people will be contacting. In Custer County, it's the Custer County Food Bank. In Lewis and Clark County, it's Helena Food Share. Gallatin County is Gallatin Conservation District and the Bozeman Senior Center. In Cascade County, it's the Great Falls Senior Center. In Park County, it's Western Sustainability Exchange. In Carbon County, it's Red Lodge Area Community Foundation. And in Broadwater County, it's Broadwater Health Department. So that's a lot of information, but it's all on our website on the screen. Go to that website. It's a nice clean list of counties and contacts.
And that you can get a hold of them at. And now, an individual is eligible for this program. What are the, I'll say, the income requirements, and how difficult is it to provide those? Sometimes you don't want 5 years of tax returns. And are they available only to the individuals in that county?
Yes, thanks, Brian. So yeah, the applications are only available to individuals that live in the county where that program is being run. So if you live in Lincoln County, you do have to apply to the Area 6 Agency on Aging, and you do have to use your coupons at markets within that county. If people are moving around too much, it just gets too hard to track. The agencies don't know who's going where. So it's just clean if we kind of keep it county by county based. For income, it is a kind of hard line for this year. It's 185% of the poverty level, or $1,986. So if you're making around $2,000 a month, contact the Agency on Aging. Basically, it's a self-declaration of income. So be honest, claim what you make. If it's under $2,000, you're probably good to go.
And what's important too, we're talking about seniors age 60 plus. We're up to 100 plus now, pretty high up past 100. But if the individual cannot go to the farmer's market, you have a solution for them, right?
Absolutely. On that application process, people just need to name a proxy shopper so that once they're down there and they're obviously not a senior, maybe the farmer's going to know that it's still okay to provide the food for the coupons.
And the other part of the component of the farmer's market is the farmers, and they have an application process they go through too ahead of time. I mean, is there kind of a deadline you'd like to have them apply by?
There isn't a hard and fast deadline, but they do need to be in the program hopefully before the June 1st date because that's when the coupons are going to be available to customers to be going to the markets. And so if a farmer wanted to be taking advantage of it, I would definitely recommend contacting myself or James at MissoulaCFAC.org to become authorized as a vendor. However, if someone was interested in becoming authorized midway through the season, I think we'd be more than willing to have that conversation with them. It's about a 30-minute civil rights training and program rules and eligibility training, and then we'll get a contract signed and get them in the program.
That's great. Now, is there like organic food that the farmers can provide? I mean, is that an eligible product?
Absolutely. Yeah. Organic, biodynamic, any kind of sustainable practice, even conventional. But I would say most local small-scale fruit and vegetable producers in Montana are really conscious of making sure that their produce is clean, chemical-free, and is going to be the best for the bodies, the health of our seniors, and for the earth itself.
Okay. Now, when the senior applies, do they receive a coupon book upon application, or do you mail them to them at a certain point in the future?
It is upon application, so they'll go to the Agency on Aging. It does have to be in person, either themselves or the proxy shopper. Mm-hmm. For this year, no coupons will be sent out in the mail, so it is in person. You got to either send your proxy or show up yourself at that Agency on Aging or senior center in your area based off of that contact list on our website.
Now, yeah, I worked with the Office on Aging quite a while ago. I guess not quite a while, surprised. But it seemed that you needed to use your coupons before, I'll say, the money ran out. I mean, if you got a coupon, it'll be honored, or is there a certain pool of funding that the coupons will be utilized and the money's gone? The coupons might not be eligible past that point?
No. So all of the coupons will have real money backing them up. So they'll definitely all be honored throughout the year. People do have to spend their coupons, though, by October 31st. Mm-hmm. And farmers need to redeem the coupons at the Agency on Aging for payment by November 15th. Mm-hmm. That's the hard end to the program. If there are still coupons out there after November 15th, we won't be able to accept or redeem them.
Yeah, so get out there and enjoy them while you still can, while the produce is there.
Exactly. And they're not good for the next year either, so it's year to year specific.
Use it or lose it. Okay.
Unfortunate.
Well, Ian, this is a wonderful program. I'd like to thank you for providing the leadership to coordinate this throughout the state and to make sure our seniors have a unique program that's available to them and access this wonderful Montana produce.
We're thrilled to be in partnership with DPHHS, Brian.
That's great. And for our viewers, again, if you're a senior age 60 plus, or if you have a senior that's age 60 plus, access this program. You can apply for it for them. You can use the coupons if you have a proxy. We want to get these wonderful produces to our seniors, and in my case particularly, I'd like to have some huckleberries. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Aging Horizons.
Special thanks to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for their continued support. Hosts on Aging Horizons are program specialists at the Montana Office on Aging. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions. For more information about Aging Horizons, call the Department of Public Health and Human Services toll-free at 800-332-2272.